welcome to another episode of Attack of the Pack. This is week 7 of our NFL schedule review, and today we only have really one game for you, and that's Bills versus Jags. It's prime time at 9:30 in the morning because it's a London game. And it's interesting for a couple reasons. One, mentioned earlier, Julius Thomas added to that receiving corps, that budding receiving corps in Jacksonville, along with Marquise Lee and Allen Robinson and Alan Hearns. And of course they got Denard Robinson, speedy little back out the backfield, but now they also have TJ Yeldon. They got Blake Bortles coming along. They drafted Jake Matthews a couple years ago. So, how is that young, somewhat inexperienced, but they got some experience, offensive unit going to do against that nasty Bills defensive unit?
Wait for it, folks. My bold prediction.
Mind you, before he predicts, this is going to be a home game for Jacksonville. And not just because they're wearing home jerseys either. The Jacksonville Jaguars, for some unknown reason, have a huge fan base in London. Arguably bigger than the one in the States. I don't know why. But this will literally, not just because it's the Bills at the Jags in London, but this will literally be a home game for the Jags. Continue.
And the Jags will win in front of their home crowd.
Their overseas home crowd.
No, I think
Who do you
I
think?
don't see the Jaguars making the playoffs this year. But I think you see them running at 7 to 8 wins possibly.
Who do you think sucks though about Dante Fowler?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not going to be.
I'm really interested to see if Denard makes full recovery from his injury. Thunder and lightning with him and mixed with Yeldon.
Indeed.
And then some key pieces for Bortles to throw to.
Yeah. And didn't he get the Ohio State boy? Wasn't that them that got him in like the 6th round? Michael Bennett? Or was that the Browns?
Don't remember.
I think it was them. I want to say they had a steal with that. Because I think the Jags and the Texans were the only people we gave A's to. Yeah. Jaguars did get in there. I'm pretty sure they got Michael Bennett. I could be wrong. But if they did get Michael Bennett, it's funny because Gus Bradley coached for Seattle with a Michael Bennett, and then he goes to Jacksonville and drafts a Michael Bennett. If that is the case. Once again, I'm just throwing that out there in case I'm wrong about that. But, that offense, a lot of potential on paper, but once again, paper don't mean shit. You can win the paper championship in May, June, July, all that shit, all you want, but it comes down to hardware.
Yep.
Hardware. So, and that only happens in January and February. So, So Marcel Darius, I think he's going to be suspended for the first couple of games, but he should be back by this game. They got Shady McCoy going to try to run all over that defense. Question number 2 for this game, since it's the only game that we got to talk about, who do you think is starting by now? EJ Manuel or Matt Castle?
Matt Castle.
Think Matt Castle? Alright. Damn, I got something on my eye. Now,
I think it comes down to this year they need a consistent quarterback in there to just manage the games for them.
So you think he wins it from week 1? You think he's starting week 1?
No.
Okay, so you think EJ Manuel loses the job. Now, do you think it's because of performance or injury? That's the question.
I say performance to bring Castle in.
Yeah, because he was benched last year healthy. He was benched for Kyle Orton. Kyle Orton came in and did better.
I think they just bring in Castle to get them through the season, and then in the draft next year look to find a new prospect.
Now, if you're talking about finding, here's something to keep in mind, Joe. Here's something to keep in mind. If you're talking about finding a new prospect, wouldn't you rather roll with EJ Manuel if healthy? If you think he's gonna stink it up, I'm just saying. I mean, Because, like, Geno Smith, for example, I mean, I think they're pretty much giving Geno Smith, like, hey, this is your year. You know, hey, we're not going to pull you. You're going to play all 17 or 16 games. All right? You either show up or shut up and get the fuck out of town.
Not a bad idea.
So, I mean, I think, honestly, that they need to do that. Because Matt Castle, he's not going to be a franchise. He's a stopgap veteran. Go ahead. I know it's hard for a coach to do this because, you know, coach is like, fuck, I need to win games to keep my job. But Rex Ryan just got the job. They're not going to fire him next year. Only the Browns hire a coach and then fire a coach who did, you know, decent or whatever, who showed promise, and then they just fire his ass after one season. But I think for the Bills, man, hey, he's got all the weapons. He's got Sammy Watkins, got Robert Woods. They got old boy from Clay Harbor, was it, from Miami? From Miami, the tight end. They got, or Charles Clay, that's his name. Charles Clay. They got Charles Clay, I think that's his name. Anyway, the point is, they got the tight end from Miami. So he's got some receiving threats. He's got LaShawn McCoy. He's got Bryce Brown. He got Fred Jackson. Got a running group. Got a stellar defense. Motherfucker, if you can't win us some games, then we're going to bounce your ass. That's what I was saying to E.J. Manuel.
Here's another question for the Bills. Is LaShawn McCoy going to come back to the form that we know him as? Not that he was terrible last year.
Yeah.
But is he going to come back to the,
you know,
Shady McCoy form?
Yeah, competing for the rushing title. Good question. Depends on how much he wants to run side to side and how much he wants to get his ass upfield. All right, so that's going to do it for the Bills-Jags game for Week 7. That's pretty much the only thing to look forward to, really. Unless, of course, but like I've said in other videos, we don't know, what the actual records are going to be. So there could be some other primetime games that could turn out to be really interesting. But who knows, right? I mean, or it could be Squash Fest Central. I mean, we had a lot of Squash Fest. I think it was on Thursday Night Football. Like, every game was a blowout.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
It was pretty ugly.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be it for Week 7. Come on back for Week 8 on Attack of the Pack. Subscribe!